Welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast with Core 4 Complete Fitness. Your episode is starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Complete Fitness Podcast. It is me, Evan. I think this is episode 160. Wow. Anytime it gets to a variable of 10, it just seems like it's exciting to me. So here we are, 160 episodes in. Thank you so much for listening, subscribing, however you are listening to this. If you are subscribing, if you are new to the podcast, we appreciate it. Thank you so very much. We hope you are enjoying it. As always, Core 4 Supplements is the place to go to get your supplemental needs, everything from protein to collagen to gummies that will help with sleep aid, and things of that sort. So we have a bunch of good stuff over there, core4supplements.com. Use promo code podcast, save 10%. And if you spend more than $99, the shipping is absolutely free. So make sure you get in there to fuel correctly. How are we doing? I do have to start by the Detroit Lions are rolling, baby. Huge win. Monkey off our back, playoff win. It is kind of what we have envisioned the whole entire season. Is this the year that they can win the North? Check. Is this the year that they can win a playoff game? Check. Now it's really fun. Now the sky's the limit. It's very realistic to think, hey, our goal should be go to the Super Bowl. In my opinion, it's going to take one big win. Depending on what happens. We are going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Very winnable game. Anything can happen. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win or anything of these sorts, but we just beat the Rams. Old Stafford came back, and that's all anyone talked about when it's really been about Jared Goff. And Jared Goff's our guy, and he'll continue to be our guy because he's already done more than that other guy has done throughout his career here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That Rams team, the Stafford Rams team, seems to be a fuller, more whole, more damaging, more threatening team to me than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not to mention the Lions have already beat the Buccaneers pretty easily earlier in the season, and it was in Tampa Bay. Now, totally different teams then versus now, so we really can't buy into that too much. Tampa Bay is playing better. I mean, they just beat the Eagles. But the Eagles have been a dumpster fire for a long time. Thing about the NFL, there's a lot of ups and downs, and I think we're trending in the right direction, but so are the Bucs. So it'll be a good game, but we should go into the game feeling pretty optimistic, pretty confident. It would be a devastating loss if we did. And then after that, it's one more game. If you can win that one, can you believe it? You'll be going to the Super Bowl. So eyes on the prize right now. Anyway, super exciting. It's all I've cared about for months. And I'm continuing to only care about that. As you can see, I'm starting my work by just talking about that instead. So if you have no interest in football, or especially the Lions, if you're not local to here, I'm sorry, that is over with. I'm just very excited. Now we will get into the purpose of this podcast, and it's all mindset, very mindset heavy. You know, that is my shtick. If you've been here since the very beginning, 160 episodes again, that is what I really tend more of my time, my podcast, talking about, because the mindset is so important when it comes to health and fitness in any single world. You know, if it's athletic training, you know, if you're trying to be a competitive athlete, better ice skater, jump higher, or if it's more like competitive fitness, or if your goal is to just live happy and healthy, the number one thing, as we've talked about many a time, is the consistency and continuing to do it and show up for yourself every single day, even when you don't want to. And so you stop looking back at years of your life or months of your life going, man, I was in great shape that month, that time. I'm guilty of it too, of course. And life gets busy. You do things like buy a house. I mean, that's like a month of your life-ish. That's very, very hectic and stressful. You have a baby, that's years of your life. That's very hectic and stressful. Sleep gets things. You have job, career changes, times when you're not doing well financially, times when you're doing really well financially. And there's a bunch of million different things and variables that come in to affect our health and fitness. And the goal with consistency is finding something that's just going to kind of be in your back pocket, something that can, at the very least, keep you in check. Maybe the scale goes up 5 pounds. It's not the end of the world. What we don't want to do is fully abandon what we're doing. And then just 30 pounds later, and we go, oh, yeah, I remember in 2018, I was in awesome shape. What the hell happened? And that's when the mindset starts to say things like, oh, I'm just too old. I can't do it anymore. I remember when I was this age. Yeah, I was fit when I was that age. You start seeing people that are younger, and you just immediately just rationalize, oh, they're younger. That's why they look fit, more fit than I do, or whatever. You become a little jealous, and then you write off and you come up with excuses for blah, 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 blah. So the goal and the mindset and the mental battle that is health and fitness and staying healthy is so important. And that is why I spend so much time on it. And what I'm talking about today, just because it is January, is the whole New Year's resolution thing. Kind of. It's just relevant. It's not all about New Year's resolutions, really at all, because people do this throughout the year, and we find these different things, these different goals to be chasing. And that's important. My last podcast was all about that, having a goal in front of you to keep the focus on. It makes life fun. It makes things more enjoyable. That's a nice little trick, nice little hack to keep and hold some consistency. Where we get in trouble and what we don't put enough credit in is our congratulations, right? If you want this, a lot of times we do things for validation, and it should be for ourselves. I want to jump higher. I want to ice skate. I want to be the fittest I've ever been at this age. I want to just lose weight because I don't like the way I feel. I just want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I don't like the way I look. So I want to do these things. That is the heart and soul. That should be the motivating factor. But we'd be lying to ourselves if there's not the outside ones and the things that intrigue us. Go, I want to, whatever, you got a divorce and your spouse has moved on and married somebody that you think is more attractive than you, all the stuff that you negative chatter that's happening in your head. So you want to stick it to them and get real hot and fit. That's just a made up make-believe example, more common than we think, right? There are these fun little trivial things in life that all happen up here. It's the gamesmanship that happens within our mind. And so what is so important is to chase that congratulations and put it off. If you get it immediately, it doesn't work. And so why I mention New Year's resolutions, it's because we often make these statements. We make this statement, or vision boards. Vision boards are something that are very, very popular now. It's kind of a trendy thing. And what you do is, no offense, ladies, it's more popular with women because it's a fun Pinteresty thing to do. Get the girls together and make vision boards. It's beautiful, whatever. I'm not knocking your fun. But why it can be dangerous, that's all I'm talking about, why it can be dangerous. I'm not saying it's a waste of time, not saying you shouldn't do it, but why it could be dangerous to make it and put it out into the universe is because you're getting the congratulations for work you have not done yet. It's like Elon Musk going, hey, I'm going to create Tesla one day, and it having a billion tweets, and hey, I'm going to buy Twitter one day, and him becoming a billionaire just because he said that. Right? No, he had to do 45 years or whatever of work to get there first. And now people go, I mean, if they're into him, they go, wow, congratulations, it's the richest man on earth. That's pretty freaking cool. And it's, it's the same as, since we were talking football, someone's being like, hey, I'm going to win the Super Bowl this year at week 1 or before you even made the team, it's like, this is great. I'm glad you have these visions, but what are you saying this for? Are you saying it for you, or are you saying it to appease other people? So other people think, oh, this guy, let's give him his support. Let's give him his flowers before he even did the work. I'm not saying that because it's such a bad, negative thing, but it can affect our drive. If you already get patted on the back for something you have not done yet, you are way less inclined to do it. to see it through. So that congratulations, that thing that we are rooting for, again, it should be deep down. And this is why vision boards, for example, should just be for you. I think they're an awesome thing. You should make it. That's beautiful. That's fantastic. But keep it to yourself. Keep it to you and your spouse, whatever, some close ones, and just say, hey, I'm just putting it out in the universe. It's good. But once you blast it to the world, you're kind of subconsciously going, look at all the work I've done. I've said that I want to do these things, and then you haven't done them, And in the world of social media and the age that is social media now, it happens a lot. And I see it being a catalyst of failures and people every year going, this is the year I restart. This is the New Year's resolution. This is the year I get fit. This is the year. And people go, hey, way to go, Susie Q. That's fantastic. Beautiful. Good for you. You should do it. You already got the feel good. People are already going, hey, that's great. Good for you. And you go, that is good for me. Thank you. Thank you for the outside validation. It helps me with my internal validation. I need that. I required that. So before I did any of the work, I got it. I put it out there and said, hey, I did it. That'd be like me saying, I'm going to write a song that's going to be a bestseller, and people, millions and billions of people, and I'm just going to become some fantastic musician, one-hit wonder. And then people like, oh, wow, beautiful. That's a great goal, Evan. You should do that. And then saying like, okay, do I get credit for being a musician? No. Do I get to win a Emmy? Well, I don't know. What are the music ones? No. Do I get to go to the Kansas City Chiefs booth with Taylor Swift because we're in the same clique? No. Because I didn't do anything. Now, if I go, damn, I really want to be a musician and write a song, and just say, or just tell my wife, or just tell my buddies and say, listen, I'm working on a song. I really, really believe this is what it is. This is my goal. It's so much more manageable, and then no one else you still need to seek the validation, and seeking validation is okay. It can be a catalyst. It can be a driving force for us to better ourselves. Again, if the internal is missing, it's not the right thing. If you deep down don't want to do it, I did not want to write this song in this hypothetical, it would never happen anyway. So if you deep down are making a vision board or thinking of something that you want to be doing, I want to get healthy again, I want to do this, and I want to stay this way. If it's not in here, it's not going to happen. Other people cannot do it for you. So find it. And the next time you have those thoughts, you go, oh, I'd like to go make a vision board, or I'd like to make a post about how this is my year, or I'd like to post this picture and dedicate this to that, or I'm going to run a marathon and then I'm not going to do any training to do it. I'm just going to tell people that I'm going to run it and they'll forget about it come October, or whatever your little thing is. Lock it in and keep it to yourself. Few people, few little bubble, just because it's going to keep you a little bit of accountability. I understand that part of it. That's a different aspect of it. But once it's out into the universe and out into the world, all you are doing is getting validation up front, and it's hard to continue chasing that carrot, right? It's right back to my last podcast. There's a carrot dangling out in front of you. What if they said, okay, go get the carrot, but first, here's a carrot? You're going to be way less inclined to keep hustling for that carrot because you've already been satisfied. You already got the pat on the back. You already got some validation, but you really haven't done anything yet. So be mindful of it. They are tricky. And this is where social media gets very dangerous. It's a lot of people saying and projecting what they're going to do, getting the congratulations before even doing it, right? There's a great place for it. It's much better for you to say, on December 30th of 2024, just post a picture of your before and after. Say, look what the hell I did this year, bitch. And I'm keeping it going. That's so much better because the work is done and you did it. And everyone's still going to give you your flowers. That is a driving, motivating force for you. So social media is so important. That's why I have this whole podcast essentially dedicated to it. You're hearing this on social media, so I'm not dogging it, but it's kind of a mindset hack to be careful and be weary of what we are doing. You can really, really get ahead of yourself, and that ultimately harms yourself, and it creates this false view and image. And on the flip side of this, next time you are scrolling and seeing everybody and they got the beautiful houses and this perfect, quote unquote American dream family, and they got a life that you don't have, remember, it's all bullshit. You're looking at a highlight reel. You're looking at what they are projecting and what they'd like you to see. They're going to do this without having done it. And you'll find 9 times out of 10, the people that are actually go-getters and starters and the people that you're actually fascinated with and impressed with are the ones that don't really have to talk about it much. And I don't think that's a coincidence at all in the slightest, because the proof is in the pudding. It's about the work. So, tough topic, because it can really come off as kind of like, hey, don't do a vision board. That's stupid. Yeah. You're all talk. That is not the point of it. You should be about that action. You should talk. You should go, I'm the best there ever was. I'm going to write a song. I'm going to win a Super Bowl. You should have that ego, that internal drive, but also be humble enough to know, well, I got to actually do the work. I'm going to have to show up to the gym when it's -5 degrees outside. I'm going to have to keep on grinding when I don't want to. I'm going to have to just eat that chicken breast again for lunch when pizza is right in the break room. I'm going to have to, because I am about that action. I'm different. You can find a lot of people who just talk about it, not me. More than just talk. Be about that action, baby. It's you. This is you. This is your life. This is your legacy. This is you. Come on, you got it. If I got it, you got it. I don't have it every day. I'm not trying to act like I do every day. There's a lot of things I'm proud of in my life. There's a lot of things I'm not proud of in my life, as everybody else. But if every day you come to work, metaphorically or physically, with the idea that you are going to win and you're the best to do it, you're going to win. Someday. You're not going to win every day, but you're going to win. And that's what I'm leaving you with. I love you guys. We will see you next time. And let's win, baby. Let's win. Do it for you. And keep it to yourself.